Hey everyone, Ivy Gaming here, and today we're playing Dragonheir Silent Gods. For today's video, we need to talk about the summoning banners and this lovely little trap here that I don't want you guys to fall into. Alright, so we've got a lot of summoning banners happening all at once, and there's a lot of really important information that I want to make sure everybody's aware of. If you guys have been following my content, you know I'm not really a fan of their weird, quirky, blessing, celestial events because they're not really ideal for actually getting the characters you want. The whole thing is like you have to summon a legendary, which is be from this pool. But if you don't get one of the legendaries that you put as a wish list, then you get an increased chance for your second legendary. So you have to fail in the first place in order to have a boosted odds at all, which that doesn't sound very friendly. And I feel like the only way to really guarantee is to get 1, 2, 3, 4 legendaries on this one banner, which means, I mean, what? That's, if you hit pity every time, 35 times 4 is 140 summons if you had the worst luck possible. That, I mean, I say guarantee by saying 20 times the initial rate. If you put 20 copies of one hero in here, you have a pretty good chance of getting them. But even still, you might not get them. So you could pull 140 on one banner and not get the one you want. Although this is 3 that you want, so you're gonna get one of them. But still, I'm not a fan of the way these work. The other ones that happen early in the season are choosing one wish list, but then it's like 0, and then the one, it's like, or you start out with a 1 or 0, I don't even know, boosted odds, and then it's 2 times, but you have to like, it's even worse. It's even worse. It's like 2, 2. I don't remember exactly. I have a video on one of them. I got baited in the sense I was like, you know what, I never pull on these banners, but let's just see if we can get a Premsa. And sure enough, you know, I kind of was silly and tried and failed, of course. But these banners need work because they're so pay to win. Only people that are pulling 1-200 summons should even touch these banners. And that's how I felt from the beginning. So it's just something I really hope that they'll hear our concerns about, because this is the type of thing that scares players away. When the players complain that this is a dirty pay-to-win game, this is why, because these banners are terrible. But I want to talk about the positives as well. So the difference is, these banners later in the season, they've been adding all these fun bonuses. So at the very least, they've now made this a little bit more fun to only do a 1 pity hit. And then if you don't get what you hope for, at the very least, you have the consolation prize of picking an epic that you actually want from the selection. So there is that benefit. I have to say that's an improvement to these banners. The whole chances to pull is still super silly. Super silly because it's obnoxious and you can't even ever guarantee yourself the one you want. So I really hope that they'll change that, maybe to a true guaranteed banner in the first place. If someone pulls 5 legendaries on one banner and you're supposed to be like some special increased chance, let it be a real guarantee, maybe, would be my hope. Or the opposite, let it be a lot, I don't know, a real boosted event where it's not like you have to fail first in order to get a boosted rate. You shouldn't have to fail in order to get a boosted rate on a boosted rate banner. That's where I don't like these. But I do like this. But this is also a trap, which is why I wanted to make this video. So, all right, first of all, when it comes to banners overall, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 banners right now that you can pull your Heliolite die on, right? But keep in mind, these do not share a pity. And what I mean by that is, you're guaranteed a legendary every 35 attempts, right? And as it says here, the guaranteed number of summons in each summoning event is calculated independently. So, if you pull 25 on this banner to get this epic chest because you really want a V-Cook who's an amazing cleanser and you don't have a good cleanser in your roster, which is a great option, honestly, or you want Catherine who's a really strong support and block or debuff immunity hero. Or yeah, Questa, who's our little assassin, or whatever you want here. Let's say you really, really, really want an epic, and you don't care which legendary you get along the way, you just really want one of those epics, so you're gonna gamble, and you're gonna pull on this banner. If you pull till 25 and you don't get a legendary, and you switch back to the normal banner, your 25 pulls that you did, it does not count against your next guarantee on this banner, or this banner, or this, or obviously this is a totally separate quirky event, that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, you always check. You can see the summoning details right here behind what was behind me for the details to have everything nice and clear. They're not hiding it. They do specify, so it's not like they're being sneaky. It does say, but that's just one thing that a lot of players don't seem to know. They're like, oh, I pulled 50 something summons and no legendary yet. I'm like, that's not possible. Oh wait, did you switch banners? Yeah, I pulled Summon the Blessed and then I switched back. That's why. So that's another thing here too, right? So these things are really, really cool. 25 is awesome, but I would never touch any of these extra banners besides the main one that's always there, because this one shares the same pity. No matter what little bonuses they're throwing on here, whether it be the extra legendary when you hit 80 summons you get in the beginning, or the UTR event, or this event section of rewards that's just like bonuses after the UTR event, all of these share the same pity. It's the same banner, so you're okay. You don't have to worry about losing your pity. It's the same banner. That's not true when you're swapping around, right? So this one you can just pull whenever, and you know you're going to be stacking up your pity. But these ones, once they're gone, they're gone. Like, just because one blessed event comes and another one comes doesn't mean you're getting the same pity. They're separate. So in 2 days, if you pull 25 right now, in 2 days, that's gone. You know, keep in mind for that. And I just really want people to heed that warning of, don't even touch any of these extra banners, even if you really, really, really want one of those Legos and you really, really, really want one of those epics, unless you have 35 Heal Your Light die. Because you could pull and get this and get no legendary, which happened live during my CC tournament. If you guys have watched my 100 summons for my first round of the CC tournament, I pulled on the banner and I chose my characters. I think this was the banner. I put Gulend, I put Asilia, and I think I put Garrick, because I thought that would be the most fun for Arena. So, okay, those are the ones I put in there. Sure, we're not going to do this anyway. I put those in there. I pulled 25. I got my chest to get my guaranteed epic I wanted, which I chose Questa, which was no regrets, because I didn't pull her from doing the other summons. And I didn't get a legendary. If I just switched to this banner, I would have wasted a guaranteed legendary pull and 10 more pulls. So I kept pulling. I had to hit 35 on the total summons on this banner, and I got my Gulend, who was one of the, you could only get a legendary from that pool, and I did at least get one of my chosen ones. So that was cool. But it's really, really important. So I just want to mention that too. Just be very aware of the way you're transitioning. So let's say here, Heal Dice Summons. Let's say you really wanted to get this Master Scroll, right? And you're like, okay, I did 30 pulls. Ugh, no legendary. Dang it. Oh well, I'm going to go switch over here to Bless Summons because I'm going to pull whatever I want in 5 pulls. You're not. That's not how the pity works. They are all separate. So I think these are both really good and really bad at the same time. They've made them better by giving us additional rewards along the way, which I love. I hope they do that for all the future banners, including if they are going to keep everything the same for these terrible banners. At the very least, offering us some bonus rewards is improvement from how it was last season. And these pick your epic chests is pretty cool, honestly. Because there's some game changers, like, yeah, V-Cook is a really strong cleanser, healer, and places attack penalty. He should be in your roster. Should be in everybody's roster, and you can make that happen. But the fact that you, like, 25 feels like the end prize, but people might not even pull their legendary before they hit 25, that's also the reality, right? That's also the like, it's a little bit of a trap, because you could be like, okay, got my thing, I'm gonna go back to this banner now, whatever, I guess I didn't get my Lego. that's where you're going to lose 25 pity out of 35 if you didn't hit it. Now, there's also one other thing to consider for this. And another reason why I really don't think even doing this with 25 to 30, or even doing this with 35 summons exactly saved, including your Wormo that you can convert, is still a little bit of a trap. What if you pull the legendary on 10, 15, 20, 29, or not 29, before this? What if you pull a legendary before this, right? And then you have to pull more. So let's say you pull a legendary after 2 5 pulls. Woohoo, I got my legendary on this banner, right? But I still want to get my chest because I still didn't get the epic I wanted. So then you pull 15 more to get to 25. And you didn't get another legendary in the process. Now you're 15 into another set of pity. Being 15 into another set of pity, you're like almost halfway there to another guaranteed legendary. So if you stop then and don't hit another legendary, it's again wasted. So it's such a weird, quirky thing where I feel like these banners are really meant for the bigger spenders or the Krakens that'll do whatever they take to get what they want, or for the people that have not pulled anything all season and they're just finally, they have a big stash, they have lots of Wormmarrow, lots of Healer Light die, and you've saved well, and you're like, all right, I'm finally going to do my summons. If you want, and then you could actually be flexible and be like, okay, I got a legendary on 10. I'm going to pull till 25, and then I'm going to keep pulling after until I get my next legendary. However many that takes, it's fine. I'll get 2 legendaries on this banner. Okay, you know, like that's kind of what you could do. But because even if you get one of the guaranteeds here, like you still don't want to waste the fact that you have put something into the pity system, into your count toward 35. At least that's how I feel about it, for sure. Because I feel like it's wasted. That's why I don't like these banners, and I recommend 99% of the time, everyone should just stick to the main banner. It's very good, it's simple. Plus, the reality is, you cannot pull the best heroes in the game on these banners. None of them have the special events. And what I mean by that is, like, your odds here for pulling heroes is the same, sure, okay. But your main standard banner, you can pull every hero in the game. On these banners, you can only pull who's part of the pool, which can be really fun. I mean, I want a Filto. Everyone should want an Ogok. I love Ogok. He's insane support. Great. Okay, I actually really want Ripicus now, too. After playing with him on the server. But you can't get the people that have the best things in the game. And what I mean by that is these fancy exclusives. All of these amazing heroes that have the fancy exclusives, they're not on those special banners. So if you want to have your best chance to get the most exclusive special legendaries in the game that have special weapons that you need a dupe for to go with them, you need to pull on the standard banner. I had someone tell me they only pull on the blessed banners or the celestial banners, and I'm like, you realize you're never going to be able to get Flora. You're never going to be able to get Luantis, or whatever her name is. Vitar. Storm. You physically can't get her if you never change banners to the normal banner. So keep that in mind as well. But all right, guys, that was my discussion for today. It's a little bit of positive and negative. I want to talk about the positive and the negative. I want to talk about both, right? I gotta be honest, and I want to make sure that you guys are as aware of the pity system as you can be to make sure you're making smart decision with your healer die, because we don't get a lot of these for free. But you can get a lot for free if you save your Wormmarrow. If you play the game well, you grind, you do your events, you push content, you're going to get a shit ton of Wormmarrow, which means you're going to get a shit ton of summons, right? This is Wormmarrow, right? This is Wormmarrow. It's surprising how much you can actually get 100% free to play. So that's not so bad, but you want to use it wisely when you do. So again, hope this conversation helps somebody realize how these banners work and hopefully prevent future mistakes while pulling. But yeah, of course, there's this fancy banner going on too, so that's a whole nother thing. But I'm really happy. I'm having fun with my Inspiration 2 Dritz Doerden right now. Not gonna lie, I like him. I'll have more content coming or soon. I'll probably have another video out, I think today, on a fun build for him in a way to use him that I think might be even more intended. So we'll talk about that later, and I'll see you in the next video.